Good evening, everybody. I want to welcome everyone to the Healthier4U Vending webinar. I am Brian Swain, and my father and I are the founders of Healthier4U Vending. We put together these webinars to be a quick and effective way to educate you about healthy vending. We're going to spend about the next 30 minutes or so introducing you to us and our healthy vending business model. The point of this webinar is not to sell you on us or what we do. It's more about getting you the information that you need to determine if this is the right business for you. We want you to be able to understand what it is actually like to own and operate a route of machines, how much time is needed to do it, and what your financial expectations should look like. By the end of this webinar, you're going to be in a position to decide if this is the right opportunity for you and your family. Now, just so you understand how this webinar works, everyone is muted right now. You can make as much noise as you would like, and we will not hear you. The webinar is live, and we offer up a lot of information about how all this works, but I'm also here to answer your questions. There's a little button on your screen that says questions. Click on that. A keypad should pop up. You can punch in your questions to me at any time. I'll stop from time to time to answer those questions and make sure everyone understands how the program works from top to bottom. Now, we're going to cover a range of topics, but the webinar is broken up into a few sections so you can ask questions without having to wait until the end of the entire presentation. We're going to cover who we are at Healthier4U Vending, what our vision is for the healthy vending industry, how our custom-built machines and our visionary location program is reshaping the entire market, how our training program will teach you everything that you need about operating a healthy vending business and how to be successful while doing it, and then finally, how to proceed to the next step in becoming a Healthier4U Vending affiliate. So let's get this started. Again, I'm Brian Swain, the president and co-founder of Healthier4U Vending. I want you to have a good understanding of who we are and what our company is all about. My father is Del Swain, and he and I founded H4U to be an authentic, healthy vending company. Our goal is to bring the choice to eat healthy to locations and people who have decided to make that decision. For us, healthy product is the entire reason this amazing opportunity even exists. We knew that every company is trending toward healthier options because the public understands the value in making better eating decisions, meaning that there is massive opportunity to get the best in vending locations. Now, my father and I, we've been partners in business now for about 30 years, and we've done many different things in business over those years, but we immediately recognized the amazing opportunity of healthy vending. Well, we had the skills and the know-how to come into this industry and build a real healthy vending company from the ground up. We've been innovators and pioneers in business for years, and this industry truly needed innovation. The vending industry has been slow to react to technology and trends in eating habits. We knew that Coke and Pepsi are not about to make this a healthier industry, so we knew there was tons of opportunity. We knew the market was ready for it back in 2011 when we first jumped in, but post-COVID, healthy is the trend in everything. Now, for those of you looking to involve other family members in the business venture, I want to speak to you a little bit about that. Everyone says, hey, if I ran this place, I'd do such and such, and everyone talks and acts like they could be a business owner and a boss, right? Well, the truth is most people could do it to some extent, but they don't even try, simply because they're too scared to actually do it and invest in themselves. In my family growing up, everyone was an entrepreneur. My sister and I grew up seeing our parents own and operate businesses. We simply didn't grow up with those same fears and expectations of working for someone else. We realized that if our parents could do it, well, then so could we. Now, that's an amazing gift that you can give to your family as well, showing them that they don't have to work a job for someone else. You show them that they can control their financial future and their destiny by building their own business. Show them by example, just as my family showed us. You can be an entrepreneur and walk your own path. Now, I see a lot of people coming into the business, partnering with their kids, spouses, aunts, uncles, siblings, and I absolutely love it. Working with family really is a dream come true, and I encourage everyone thinking of working with family to do it. Great communication and understanding each other's roles are two sticking points that you need to define early. But with that in place, you're going to be unstoppable. Now, I look forward to helping everyone get into the business of healthy vending, but especially those that are seeking to operate a family business. Now, for those of you that already own a business, you know what I mean when I say this, and you know what I'm talking about here. Every business eventually becomes a family business, but it's kind of nice going into a business venture knowing that up front. Now, everyone is here on the webinar because you're looking for opportunity. Maybe you've owned a business before, or maybe this is your first time, but everyone is here because you've seen not just the opportunity in healthy vending, but you've seen the opportunity to invest in yourself and launch a business. Now, congratulations on even making it this far. Owning your own business, it's not for everyone. You have to have the desire to succeed, but you also have to have the ability to manage yourself. Now, my family of entrepreneurs accomplished so many different things in different businesses over the years, but what I always had in them was a team that I could reach out to, mentors to help me through the process of being an entrepreneur. Well, now you have that same access that I had to real entrepreneurs and you have that same mentor opportunity. And you also have a team of professionals here ready to help you launch your new business. Now, you might be evaluating different healthy vending companies or even different businesses altogether. However, I will say in my experience in business, this business with this company is one of the easiest businesses I've ever seen. The model is simple and the products sell themselves. In most businesses, the challenge is in getting people to understand what it is that you're offering. If you open up a coffee shop as an example, you've got to get people to even come across the street and try your coffee. What makes it unique and better than the other guy? Now, that can be a tough job to do with a concept as simple as coffee. Well, you also have the challenge of getting and maintaining employees. Now, they're on the front line of your business or the face of your company. Finding and managing employees, it can be a real challenge. In vending, you may or may not even have employees. In healthy vending, your challenges are vastly different than those. You simply need to understand your consumer and offer the best service to those locations. You do not need to convince people that they're hungry or thirsty, and you don't even need to convince them that they should eat healthier stuff. That's not our role. We're there to support those people that have already made the decision to make better eating choices, and it's that simple. Now, for those of you that are looking at other healthy vending companies out there, I would be wary. In my opinion, every company in this industry is a joke, and I mean it. Look at the management teams and their business experience. When I evaluated this industry back in 2010, I looked at the ownership and management of every company out there. And it was kind of embarrassing. There are no real entrepreneurs or any streaks of business or success with most of these people. There are no real entrepreneurs running those companies. These are all companies that have been around forever selling junk food machines. They just think healthy options are a gimmick to get their foot in the door with you and with locations. They're just telling you that the healthy products are going to sell because they see us doing it and it makes sense to them. But what they don't tell you is they're selling machines and whatnot that aren't even built to do this purpose. They just slap some healthy looking graphics on machines, maybe change the name of their company, and tell you, hey, we're a market leader because we've been in the industry for 30 or 40 years. Now, that's a telltale sign. There was no healthy vending 20 or 30 years ago. There was not a single company doing what we do until we started doing it in 2011. And that's a sad joke to me as well because they know that they're slinging outdated, low-quality machines with no real business model behind it. They're just offering the same old thing under new names and selling the same junky equipment. You're going to get the typical used car pitch when talking to them with the same tired answers. If you listen to them, you're going to hear what I'm saying is true because they're not even good at faking it. Check out their social media profiles. You're going to see junk food the machines and zero real operational locations. It's all just a bunch of cheap talk. Now, if you decide that you really want to run a successful business and be part of healthy vending, well, we're the only real choice. Nobody can compete with what we offer because nobody's bothered to build a machine or a company to do what we do. Join us and become part of the story of healthy vending because we've taken the time to build a real healthy vending program that is focused on unique and interesting products, and we have a superior custom purpose-built machine to do the job. The program is a culmination of years of business experience and actually running healthy vending machines and obtaining top-tier locations. Now, I ran a route just like you want to, and it impacted everything. We set up a route just like you so we could understand exactly how it all worked and make sure that we understood what things look like from your perspective. We changed almost everything in the machines. We made them more versatile to accommodate all the different packaging that you find with healthy products. Healthy products have a lot of different shapes and sizes, and as such, we needed machines that can handle that diversity of product. We also found the best in software and technology to make the business of managing those machines as simple as possible. Looking at the sales data from machines allows you to really understand things like which products, flavors, and types of items are working and which ones are not. You also see when your machines need to be serviced and what changes need to be made during that service. That allows you to maximize your locations and really respond to your customers' preferences real time. Now, our vision is simple. We want to make the world a better place by providing better snack and drink options to those people that have made the decision to make better choices. That's a pretty cool thing to be driving your business. You get to help people live healthier lives while living out your dream of operating your own business. It really does not get any better than that. Most people just do jobs to earn money. For many years, I was a contract manufacturer. I manufactured products all over the world. And I used to cringe at some of the silly, pointless stuff that people had me make. It was not satisfying to make most of that stuff, but the part of the business that I did love was helping factory owners make better use of their facilities to make better products that gave them a path to profitability. That was highly satisfying. The more I did of that, the more I wanted to do. When I realized that the healthy vending industry was loaded with get-rich-quick, flim-flam type companies, I knew that this was a chance to really change an industry and do some good while helping people live better lives. We've helped over 500 people get into the business of healthy vending. We've deployed about 6,000 machines across the country, and we have certainly made an impact. And that's why my father and I do what we do, because we love helping others scale up their lives by owning a business. And we've made this business model so simple, almost anyone can do it. Now, when I researched this industry, I knew that with the right machines and the best team, we could dominate the market. After searching the world for a machine that could do all the things that we needed it to do, we determined it did not yet exist. We then partnered with the largest vending manufacturer in North America, and we went to work designing a customized machine that could handle the demands of top-tier locations. We've continued to innovate our machines and have truly revolutionized the vending industry by designing and building the best machine for the job. Then we put together a team of professionals that share our passion for helping people live their entrepreneurial dreams. Now, our vision is bringing healthy snacks and drinks to those people that have made the decision to eat healthy. It's that simple on the consumer front. There are healthy eaters everywhere in today's world. Most just simply do not eat out of vending machines. We're changing that one machine and one location at a time. Now, you don't have to be a gym rat or someone who's even the healthiest eater to be in this industry, but you do need to be willing to learn about the products and have a desire to provide fantastic service. If you have that, we can train the rest. Now, this is our first Q&A section of 3 that we've got here for you tonight. So if you have any questions about anything really, but about, the company and the background and all of that, feel free to ask some questions here. And there's that little keypad on the right-hand side. Click that little button that says question. It should pop it up for you. And if not, I'm just going to keep plowing along, or we're going to talk about machines. So let's discuss how our custom-built machines and our visionary location program is reshaping the entire market. Now, with my prior experience of being a contract manufacturer, I understand how to get things made. I understand how to get the most out of a manufacturer. I knew a strong manufacturing partner was required for this project because I required the highest quality vending machines to be made. I ended up partnering with the Wittern Group. These guys have been around for about 100 years and the largest manufacturer in North America. I love the fact that they were here in the USA, but we chose them not just because of that, but because they understood our vision and they could actually manufacture a machine to meet our high standards. I'm not the kind of person that buys off-the-shelf products. I demanded game-changing machines that could support thousands of vends per month without issues. I knew that the biggest complaint in vending, besides the lack of healthy products, is low-quality machines and bad service. We've all been witness to that. Now, this machine is purpose-built to deliver healthy snacks and drinks. Now, it might seem like a vending machine is a vending machine. What's the big deal? Well, you've all walked up to machines that have products jammed up or would not take your money at all, right? It starts kicking the money out and you're trying to put it in there and you're trying to flatten it on the corner of the machine. You start to think, do I have a counterfeit bill here? Why is it not taking it? Well, we've all been there. It's not the bill. That's a low-end bill acceptor that requires the bill to be perfectly lined up for the machine to be able to read it. And I know you're kind of surprised to hear it, and so was I. I told my engineers, look, I want a bill acceptor that's going to take that money in, regardless of the alignment and the condition the money's in, get that order processed, and get those people down the road. And you know what? They did it. It wasn't rocket science. It was that the industry standard is so low that that kind of thing is still acceptable. To me, it is not. We went through every piece of the machine and upgraded, redesigned, or invented the solutions that we needed to make a dream machine. And we did it. No machine can match our quality, versatility, or capacity for its size. And anyone who says otherwise is just plain wrong or outright lying. We have the biggest selection of drinks and snacks available for a machine of its size. Size is important. Giant machines don't fit in gyms or break rooms of companies like Topgolf or Mercedes-Benz. So we designed it to have a minimal footprint, but as large a capacity as possible. With over 350 items in a machine, we've accomplished that. Our use of technology gives us the most versatile machine, allowing us to vend essentially any shape or size of product. Nothing like this machine ever existed until we built it. It is truly one of a kind. Now, the machine design is so important because healthy products are vastly different than the traditional junk food that you find in machines. It's not just the calories, it's the packaging. Healthy products have an enormous variety in packaging for their products. Plastic, paper, glass, round, rectangle, whatever they can come up with. It helps them to differentiate their brand from all the others. Well, we embrace these changes and design machines that can vend just about any shape or size of material, really just about anything. That gives us the ability to carry what healthy eaters actually want. Now, just as a side note, there is not another machine developed in the marketplace today that was built to serve this purpose. I would know, I've searched for it, not able to find it, we continue to custom build them. Now, the machines themselves are the best, which allows us to target, get, and maintain the best insights. Before I get into that part, does anybody have any questions about the equipment itself? And again, feel free, don't be bashful about asking questions. Feel free to get it. Send them over if you've got them. And if not, I'm just going to keep on trucking along. All right, let's talk about locations. Let's move on and talk about how we've revolutionized the industry by finding machine locations for you. We're the only healthy vending company that offers locations for every machine sold. Now, I don't want to waste a bunch of time about what other healthy vending companies say about their programs because most of it's just garbage talk. The claims are made or loaded with deception and half-truths, and if you have a question about what some other company said, feel free to ask me in the Q&A following this section. Just remember, we're the only healthy vending company that guarantees locations for every machine, right? So that's a big difference. Now, let's just focus on what we do. Over a decade into the industry, we've built relationships with some powerful companies and friends. We work on partnership with these organizations to provide healthy options to all sorts of locations. We even work with junk food vending companies that are being pressed to offer healthier items. We come in and offer our selections, and they continue to offer their products. We're happy to set up next to a Coke or Pepsi machine because they do what they do and it has no effect on our sales. These are different people buying different products. Coke and Pepsi have some huge contracts. Working with them has allowed us to get machines into locations that would otherwise be locked into long-term agreements with them, because even they know that making healthy offerings is important for many of their clients' images. It just looks ridiculous that a hospital, as an example, has machines stuffed with honey buns and soda pop down in the ER and nothing healthy. So they come to us and they say, hey, can you put some machines in there, take care of the optics on that, make us look a little bit better, and it works great for us. It is an amazing industry because we've catered to the healthy eaters out there and still allowed them to continue to sell junk food. Working in partnership with them has changed the way the industry works and will continue to work into the future. Now, how does your locating actually work? Well, once all your paperwork is signed and payments are finalized, we get things moving right away. We recommend getting all of that completed at least 3 to 4 weeks prior to the training class that you want to attend. We want to have some time up front to get to work and get the ball moving. Once we get launched, we do a pre-training call with you where you and someone here at the corporate office is going to discuss what kind of a route we're going to build for you. This is just not where you want to place machines, but we want to learn about how you're actually going to run the route. How much time do you have to service machines on a weekly basis? Are you currently working another job? Are you available only on certain days? Things like that. We custom build your route and your business to fit you. We do this because our reputation's on the line as well. We want to make sure that once we get machines placed, you are able and ready to service those sites for years to come. It's not just about getting them placed anywhere. It's about placing them in sites that are going to work for you over the long term. Now, once we learn all the details that we need before training, we actually start searching for sites. Now, our objective is simple for you. We want to set up a site inspection for that first location within a week or two of you getting back from training. So it's all fresh in your mind. You get back a week or two later, you do that first site inspection. Then the first machine ships out, and the program just keeps rolling with more location meetings and machine shipping. We want a nice controlled pace of building up your route, and as you're getting more comfortable, we keep adding meetings and shipping machines. The process is flexible, and the pace is catered to you. This business is simple to run, but we spin it up at a pace that's suited to you as well. Some people are more involved in the process and getting us, pictures and points of contacts of locations, of existing sites, so we can really customize that pitch for that particular location if that's one you want. The pace of the process is impacted by you. This is a collaboration between you and my team here at Healthier4U Vending. Now, that's the location program in a nutshell, and I can say it's been far and away the most innovative and successful program ever launched in healthy vending. We work with just about every major brand in hotels, gyms, car dealerships, experience facilities like Topgolf and iFly. We're the largest provider for the US Army and the US Airforce. No company can even come close when it comes to getting and maintaining top-tier locations like we've done. Our portfolio of sites is unmatched in the history of the industry. Now, does anybody have any questions on that? Looks like I got one up there, so let's see what we've got here. All right, first one is, doesn't Naturals to Go get locations as well? What did they say? Well, I mean, anybody can say anything they want, but read their contracts and they're not finding sites. I mean, that's just, they're kind of a junk food business model. That's kind of what their deal is. So, what they're telling you is, yeah, you could do healthy stuff or you could do junk food too. There's no money in the junk food side of the business. That's the realities of it. And again, if you're using junk food equipment, it's not going to work right with the healthy food because you've got different packaging and so on and so forth. So again, it's a completely different business model that, in my opinion, is based on, BS. The equipment's low end, the model's low end. It doesn't make any sense. And this is, I think, the easiest way to say it. I know a guy here in town, and he's in the junk food business. He's successful, right? He's really good at it. He's been doing it for about, 25, 30 years, something like that. And this guy literally, bottom line, he makes about $400,000 a year with the business, right? So he's a successful guy. I've been to his place, lives over at the Aria, nice place over there, all of that. This just gives you an idea of what the industry looks like. Okay, so for you to bottom line $400,000 in the junk food industry, do you know how many machines he owns? It's a staggering number. 2,500. That's what he's got. It's 2,500 machines. So the junk food industry is just a totally different animal, you know. And he's got, that's 25 routes of machines. He's got 25 drivers, et cetera, et cetera. Big difference. Big difference. All right, next one is, do you have machines located in Central Florida? If so, can you share the location of the machines? I mean, yeah, I'm sure I would, but I mean, off the top of my head, I don't know what it is. But you can reach out to your, point of contact, after the webinar and ask them, and they can call in, I'm sure, and find a site if you want to see them. Central Florida, exactly whereabouts are you located? Are you like on the Tampa or Orlando side? When I think of Central Florida, that's what I think. I might be wrong, but that's what I'm thinking. I'm kind of waiting for Orlando. In Orlando, I would say off the top of my head, we do a bunch of the LA Fitnesses out there. So if you want to see a machine, go to LA Fitness. You can probably see one in there. That'd be my guess. If you don't see it in one, go to the next one. Because, we're in the ones that do not have juice bars, typically. So, that'd be off the top of my head. That's probably the most reliable site to see. And again, if you go to our Instagram page, you'll see a lot of sites get posted up on there as well. You can see that. All right, next one. We're starting something here. I'm in North Carolina, Virginia. Can I at least see the latest machine nearby? North Carolina. You in the military by chance? Fort Bragg. We do Fort Bragg out there. Virginia, closer into like DC Metro. Can't think of anything in there. It doesn't mean, again, you'd have to reach out to your POC. But like national contract wise, if you've got like a Top Golf that's out there, or you've got like an LA Fitness out there, or if there's like an Anytime, those are some of the stuff that we do. And so typically speaking, in major metros, that's where you would find us. Just off the top of my head, we'll be in other locations as well. But all right, next one. Do you have much saturation in North Texas, Frisco, McKinney, Prosper area? No, Texas is a bit of an anomaly to me. It's funny. We've done kind of more as of late. We've done more in central and southern, if that's what you consider. I'm thinking Houston's kind of southern, to me anyway. So I think of that as southern, and then San Antonio, Austin, right? So those markets we've done a lot in. Get into north, no, that's kind of wide open territory, because even Dallas, I've been looking for an operator in Dallas because I had a bunch of sites that I wanted to get into, and it took forever to get somebody in Dallas. It was weird. It was like literally, I think from 2020, like most of 2024, I was looking for an operator in there, and then we finally got one in there like a couple of months ago into the Dallas market. But that's about all we've been doing down there. And then again, like I said, Austin, San Antonio, Houston, those markets. But yeah, you're going to be wide open in that area. All right, next one. What is the minimum investment? We're going to get to that. I'll break all that down here for you in just a few more slides. Next one, zip codes. Top Golf is there both places. Yeah, you could check the Top Golfs if you want to see if we're there. But again, LA Fitness, and again, that's more customer facing. So do you handle the contracts, and we have to find the one-off places, or could we get a placement of Gold's? Yeah, we do Gold's Gym as well. Yeah, we do pretty much any major brand that you can think of, like Gold's, Anytime, LA Fitness. We don't do, basically it's easier to say who we don't work with. We don't work with Planet right yet. I'm going to get their business, but we just don't have it yet. We don't do Planet, and we don't do, we do like One Crunch, but we're not nationally in there. We've done one or two, but that's a new one, so that might be something we're going into. We'll see how that goes. And we don't do 24-hour, which surprisingly you would think we would work with 24-hour, but I think 24 hours kind of going through a thing right now, but my opinion. But yeah, pretty much everywhere else we work with. So yeah, and again, hundreds or thousands of independents as well. And we do a lot in the schools, car dealerships, workout, any kind of a workout facility, rock climbing facilities, et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, Gold's Gym, they're coming back around. They kind of went through their thing. They got bought out, shrunk them down, changed the names on them, and now they're coming back. And we went into some of the first ones. Can't remember exactly where they were at, but it seems like they were up kind of in the Northeast somewhere was the first like 4 or 5. And so we were doing like 3 or 4 of those. and as they were kind of getting their footing back and starting to build back out. But yeah, Golds are great locations as well. All right. Does anybody have any additional questions? And again, if you want to know something more specific, like I can't obviously know all the sites off the top of my head in a webinar, but feel free to reach out to your point of contact as well, and they can point you to something if you really want to see one. But like I said, nationally on national contract stuff, LA Fitness is probably your best bet, because that's customer facing, it's easy to see. Even if you're not a member, you can usually just walk in and walk up to the machines, you'll be able to see it. All right. Any other questions? All right, well, let's jump in, then we'll talk about the next step, right? The only missing piece that I haven't talked about is training. So we've given you the nuts and bolts about what we do and how our machines are the best machines in the healthy vending market and how we can prove that because we have the most extensive list of top-tier locations ever compiled in the history of the industry. The only missing piece is how do we build the best operators to service these top-tier locations? Well, clearly, we have a top-notch training program. Our training takes place here in Las Vegas, Nevada. You come out for a 2-day course. It's going to teach you how to operate the business. Now, over the past decade plus, we've refined the training to really take anyone with the desire and the motivation we can mold into being a top operator. We cover everything you'll need, including products, what to buy, where to buy it, how to price it, all the way to loading and programming the machines themselves. It's a robust 2-day course that really puts you into a position to be a success in the business. Now, the training is included in all the package prices. There is no additional cost to attend, but it is required. We do not do online training. Simply put, online training does not work. We tried it during COVID, and it was a mess. People just didn't retain the information, and operationally, when machines started showing up, they were kind of deer in the headlights, and it just didn't work. So if you're unable or unwilling to come to Las Vegas for the training, then this is not the opportunity for you. We do not cut corners, and we do not make exceptions because we want success for you because that reflects upon us as well. Now, your only out-of-pocket expense for the training is to get to Las Vegas. Once you get here, we put you up at the Silverton Hotel and Casino. We use our H4U shuttle to bring you back and forth to train each day, and we also cater in lunch on Thursday and Friday. And we even take you to dinner on Thursday night. Now, this training works so well because we get you access to real professionals who currently run successful healthy vending businesses. We fly them in from around the country, and they train you to actually run your route. And then they're there as a mentor for you in the business, so you can get on the phone with them and talk to somebody that's in the trench with you as well, that you've got that real face experience with, which is kind of an awesome tool. Now, then we give you the plan that they use to obtain their goals in the business. Our training program is a proven program with over 500 operators running businesses all over the country. We get you in a position that allows you to follow that proven path to running a successful business. Now, a good portion of the training is dedicated to what goes into the machines. The products are a hugely important part of the business. We have a fantastic program that will allow you to buy from distributors at real wholesale prices. These companies are also great assets for you to get product knowledge. They know what the new hip and happening product coming down the pipeline is. Our business is all about having new and interesting products that you don't see everywhere else. When protein water first hit the market, we were one of the first major distribution channels for it. We knew that the product would be a hit in gyms, so we started telling people, hey, put it in the machines, and sure enough, higher sales resulted. We want to carry the popular brands, but we're going to carry the flavors that you don't see everywhere else, right? Most people don't realize that, like Celsius, C4, Quest, they have somewhere between 7 and 11 flavors. Most people are familiar with about 3. Well, so carrying those, interesting flavors, right, allows us to create market scarcity with the product because we have little competition to sell it. And that is a key to success in the business. Bringing in flavors of known products that do not get the Costco or the Walmart distribution. We carry the next it thing and we get maximum value for it in the machines. This business is all about maximizing your sales using what we call product evolution. We evolve the products from one item on install that's maybe healthy, but it's not the best product out there, to better and better products with each evolution, gaining trust from the consumer and allowing us to develop a market for even better products. Now, as these products get healthier, they also carry higher pricing, making the business even more profitable. It's a proven program that really allows you to maximize every product in every location. Now, training will take a seasoned business person and help you focus on the simple things that make this industry work. But for someone who is totally new to business, we're going to give you the knowledge to become a professional in this industry as well. Besides all of that, it's a great opportunity to meet the team and meet the other new operators. It is truly a game-changing 2 days for people. Now, here are the upcoming training dates, so make sure you kind of know which one might work for you. And typically these trainings on the second Thursday and Friday of the month, right? That's typically when we do them. So we do flex a little bit with, holidays and things like that, but kind of make a note of what training date might possibly work for you because we're going to circle back around to that later. All right, so there you go. Now let's jump in and say, all right, what's all this cost, right? So that's a pretty good point. So these are the packages. Now, you can buy any number of machines that you want. 5 is the minimum, but you can buy 7, 11, 26, 32, 48, whatever. But these are going to be your price points, right? So these are your price breaks. Now, as you buy the machines, they range in price from 11.8 to 94.95, depending on how many machines you buy at a time, right? That's just the benefit of scale. Now, as you come into this business, one of the things that you want to keep in mind is you are going to continue to accumulate locations and machines, right? You're going to scale once you get into the business. So we give you a price lock, meaning that like if you come in at the 10 machine price at $10,995, as you move forward in the business, you can buy any number of machines you want, 1 or 2 or whatever. You don't have to buy 10 at a time. You can buy them at whatever number that you want at that $10,995. We do that because once you come into business, you're going to buy additional machines and scale up. It's kind of get the proof of concept, see the return, see how it works, get familiar with it, and then continue to scale. Because again, a lot of your costs in this business are fixed: insurance, licensing, accountant, all that stuff. Even time, ordering your products, filling out paperwork, whatever, all that stuff doesn't matter. Am I ordering 10 or 100 or 1,000, right? It doesn't matter. That's going to take the same amount. You're still logging on, getting your information, ordering your products. The only difference when it comes down to operationally is literally like drive time and 15 minutes to service a machine. That's it. So to scale up just makes sense. And so that's why we price everything that way. So now most people at this point ask me, okay, well, how many machines should I start with? Well, that depends on what you're looking to do. It's all about you. It's not about me. It's a personal question for you to answer. What are you looking to get out of the business? And I can tell you what I would do, but my goal is probably different from yours. Maybe you're looking for part-time side income. Well, maybe 5 or 10 machines is going to do the trick. Are you looking to transition away from your full-time gig and you want to replace your salary? Well, that's probably 20, 30, 40 machines. Depends on your salary. And what's the timeline for that? Are you looking to do that tomorrow? Are you looking to do that over the next year? It's all about you. How much time do you have to run a route right now? Do you have restrictions on when you can service sites? All of this needs to be contemplated in order to determine what number of machines and what types of sites we need to secure for you. Just to give you some idea of what I would build if I were coming into the business, you can kind of build a parallel next to it. I'll run you through a quick scenario like I was you coming into the business. Well, I work full time, but I've got some time in the evenings. My weekends are mostly free. I don't really need the money to live day to day, but I want my nest egg to continue to grow, and I absolutely want the tax benefits of being incorporated. Well, I would look at 10 machines for about $110,000 total investment. I know that the 10 is not a full-time job. It's going to take me about 10 hours per week to run the route. That includes buying products and servicing machines. 30 to 40 hours per month, totally doable for me. Now, I would want to service machines about 3 to 5 times a month each. Not super busy, but financially rewarding without a large commitment in time. That I can easily handle. On a service schedule like that, I would expect my machines to be clearing about $400 to $500 a month each. That would give me a sub 2-year payback and basically double my money in 5 years. Now, that's what would work for me, so that's what I would build. I also understand running the 10 machines is not a major commitment of time at 10 hours per week, but it makes a solid return on investment and gives me a sizable investment amount for me to be able to generate tax write-offs, depreciation, things like that, again, because I'm over 100,000. Plus, I can continue to add machines in the future at that 10 price and still get that benefit and savings moving forward. So, what is it that you're looking to do? There are 2 ways to look at this business. I have X capital to invest. How much is that going to make me? Or I want to make X monthly. How many machines do I need? So now it's back to you. What is it you're looking for income-wise? Now that you know what's possible for time and profit, you just need to figure out what to do next. Because think about it. And again, the time and profit, like I said, 3 to 5 times per month, right? $400 to $500 a month in profitability. Now, if I was to double that, okay, and say that I, have machines that were doing like $800 to $1,000 a month, I got to double the service as well, right? So now I'm going out there roughly, twice a week, right? 2.5 times even in some weeks. So do I have that much time? Right? That's the key in this business: service. You do not want to overcommit on sites. It's kind of a temptation. So greed kicks in. You're like, man, I'm making great money. This is awesome. Whatever. But for me, if I get a location that's doing more than about $1,200 a month in gross sales, I drop a second machine next to it. Why? Because I don't have time to go out there that much more. And what's going to happen? I'm going to have service issues, and then I'm going to lose the site. So that's why you want to scale it that way. You want to think about what's realistically doable for you. Now, the next step of the process is to review some paperwork. And if you have a training date in mind and a number of machines, we can send over the paperwork for you to review. Now, along with that paperwork is also going to be some references that you can talk to. These are 10 actual H4U affiliates that you can speak to about the business. Now, I asked you to review the contract first before talking to them because I want you to read about all the stuff you can read about. And then when you get on the phone with them, I want you to ask them the big stuff, right? So don't get on there and be like, oh, you know, what's your favorite product or distributor or whatever. Ask them the big stuff. Hey, knowing everything you know now, would you do it again? Bottom line, what's it look like on your taxes? How much money are you clearing with the business? And how much time is it taking you to do it? That's really what you want to know about the business. Everything else is sort of, whatever. And again, realize these routes are built for them. So whatever their time investment is and all of that is built to accommodate what it is they want, which is including that service schedule. Going to see the machines, once a week or, every 10 days or whatever it is. So if somebody tells you my machines are doing X amount, obviously that's what their service schedule is. Could they do more? Well, potentially, but maybe not, right? So again, those are the questions you really want to understand. Now, the next step of the process, it's straightforward, right? You want to get that information, reach out to those guys and all of that. But what you're going to get here in about the next 30 minutes or so is you're going to get a text message or an email or both from us to get you on a call with Dina. Dina, along with her husband, Todd, are H4U affiliates out in Southern California. They're such great operators, and we've recruited them into the business now because we want everyone to have a chance to speak to them and get your answers, get all of your questions answered about operating the business. How, what's my next step? What do I do? These guys are just fantastic owner operators. They really are doing it right. Now, Todd also has some great resources for lenders and has walked numerous people through the different programs to help people get established in this business. Now, in the communications from us, you're going to see a link to get on their schedule to, get on a meeting. It's like Calendly or something like that. Definitely do it. You want to get on their schedule, and so you can get those questions answered. And again, then they can get you out the paperwork. You can speak to those other affiliates and all of that. I really encourage you to grab a spot on their calendar when you see it come out tonight because they do fill up fast because we push everybody that direction because we really do. We want everyone to talk to them because they're real experts with the business. They really get it. They understand the ins and outs, the operations of the business. And so, again, it doesn't matter if that communication comes from, Dina, Todd, Joey, or David. It's literally going to steer you right back to Dina and her calendar. So be looking for that in the next few minutes. Like I said, you probably get that in about the next 20 or 30 minutes. All right. So does anybody have any additional questions for me on all of this? Feel free to fire them if you got them. And again, don't be bashful. I realize this is a lot of information coming in a compressed time format, and your head's kind of spinning. This is a lot of info to soak up. You know what I mean? You're kind of like, oof. And no matter what, if we're on this webinar for another like 10 minutes or 30 minutes, you're going to have questions. They're going to pop up here. Like, why didn't I ask Brian this or that? Right? That's the reality. But again, that's what reaching out to the team is. So respond to them when they reach out to you and feel free, get on the phone. Todd and Dina are fantastic owner operators, just like you want to be. I mean, everybody that works for the company is an owner operator on the sales side of the business. So again, it's not like you're going to get this big hard-pressed sales pitch and you got to do it by Friday and that kind of a deal. We're really trying to see if this is a good fit for you and your family. And if it is, we do a deal. We get you into the business. And if not, that's okay too. All right. I've got one question here. It says, with the lowest inventory, like 5 machines to start, a possible part-time driver, do you help on getting them on board in any capacity? Also, can we end up choosing a number of machines? Do we need to pay the whole package price? Or as we install the machines and we'll get there one by one. All right, well, there's a few questions there. I'll unpack them one at a time. Well, 5 machines to start, part-time driver. Waste your time. Wouldn't do it. I mean, just the realities are you're not going to make any money. You're going to pay the driver, right? So wouldn't bother. If you're looking for a part-time driver and you want a truly passive aspect, you need at least 10. I would even say 15 is probably really where you want to be. Because then, like, it takes about 5 machines to cover the cost of a driver. Right? That's just the realities. So if you buy 10 and then you get the cost of a driver, you're kind of splitting with the driver. But if you buy 15, you're making 10 money, but you're still getting a driver to do it. Those are the realities. Do you help on getting them on board? Well, we will train them. All you've got to do is send them out to Las Vegas and we'll train them. And that's something that we offer to everybody because, again, I would rather do the trainings to make sure that it's done correctly than to have secondhand information and people making us look bad. I mean, our name's out there with you. We want to make sure that we take care of these locations for sure. Also, can we end up choosing number of machines? I mean, yeah, you can choose anything. It's just got to be 5 minimum, but any number. Do we need to pay the whole package price? Yes, because once you go to work on this, we start locating machines. So I can't have a, well, gee, something came up, or I don't have, I don't have the money this week. I'll have it next week for location. Because once the locations are locked down, machines are going out the door. It's like boom, boom, boom. And we can't wait. And something comes up or whatever. It's like once we find them, we got to execute. So yeah, we don't even start looking until we're 100% paid, simply because that's just the way the industry is. They didn't know that they wanted it yesterday, and now they have to have it tomorrow, just the way the industry is. All right, and the next one, what do you think the average amount of vends you need to get to make money? Well, I mean, there's not really, it's not really about average number of vends, it's dollars, right? So I have a feeling maybe, I don't know, somebody's planting that in your head, probably some company out there, because a lot of companies are scared to talk about money, because there's a lot of companies in the vending industry that are like, my opinion, straight up scam. It's not real. It's BS. They're just like, you want to make, anybody that's like, you want to make 6 figures? I'll show you how. That's just Hustleville. I mean, it's too good to be true. It probably is. You know what I mean? That is what it is. In this business, you want the highest average vend you can get with the highest volume you can get. The reality is, depends on where you are, what kind of location you're in, to what that's going to be. But a good gym, you're going to have somewhere between a 4 and high 5s, per vend. That's what it's going to be. So $4 to $5, somewhere in there. Actually, really closer, more like 4 to 6 is where you're going to be, depending on regionality, what type of gym, type of product. But that's when you're using the right vendors, right? Okay, and vendors are a big one, right? Because that's where people kind of get lost in this business and this industry. Is they say, well, go to Sam's, go to Costco. You can't sell Kirkland water for $6. Just can't do it. People aren't going to pay it. And even if you did, you're going to sell a bottle here and there. But what you can sell is protein water. You can sell Celsius, C4, energy drinks. You can sell, high quality water, smart water, Fiji water, etc. So that's why you've got to have the right suppliers. And again, that's such a big part of the business. And so we get into that. But I mean, for me, I want machines that are clearing me. All right. I don't care how many vends it takes to do it, but I want machines that are clearing me at a minimum $400 a month, right? $4,800 a year. Machine's paying for itself in 2.5 years, topside. That's what I'm aiming for. But again, there's numerous ways to skin the cat. Like if I have, bad product and whatever, and again, with some of the national contracts we do, it's crazy. Some of these national contracts that we do, I will see the exact same location do as little as a third, like 1/3, right, is other sites, and it's purely the product. The number of people coming through the door and all that stuff is the same. People say, well, it's different region. What? It's like, no. I've seen this proven out over hundreds of locations. So you put the wrong product in there, you're doing like $500 a month gross. You put the right product in there, you're doing like $1,500 a month. Right? Crazy, right? But that is the realities of the business. So yeah, like number of people, traffic and locations, these are all, they're all guidelines, but there is no such thing as an absolute, and like somebody was talking about some other company, and I know they're always like, oh, we'll give you a location that has X amount of people per day. Well, so what? I mean, that guarantees nothing, and again, we don't put a string on the guarantee when we guarantee sites. And again, their guarantee is not even a real guarantee, but even if it were, we don't put strings on it. We guarantee that you're satisfied with it. I don't care why you're not satisfied. If it's revenue, it's too far, you hate the manager, like, whatever. It's like, if you're not going to take care of it, you're going to make me look bad. That's the realities, right? And my reputation's important to the company. So it's like, hey, you know what? If you're not going to take care of the site, I don't want to put you in there. Don't care why you don't want to be there. All right, next one. Is there a franchise fee to the credit card? Is there a franchise fee? No. Or a fee to the credit card company, 5.95%. That's industry standard. Green light is the system you're going to use, and that 5.95 is not just for that. That covers like all your cashless is the term now, which is your Apple Pay, Google Pay, your credit, debit cards, all that stuff. Is there a warranty on the machine? Yes, 2 years top to bottom, and we even include, and again, we do this really to kind of stick it to other companies out there, because if you want to know what a warranty really is, I actually put a service tech on that warranty and say, look, if something goes wrong with the machine, something major, refrigeration goes out, like, something big that's more than a screwdriver, or a kid sticking paperclip in the coin mech, right? I'll even send out service techs. These are private contractor service techs, right? Certified to work on the equipment, but needless to say, they're going to charge me something for that, right? And no one in the industry puts a guarantee with labor, and that's simply because of the fact of we build such high quality machines. I couldn't afford to pay those guys to go out there and fix stuff all the time either, So you got to build machines that don't break. 15 years in the business so far, and I haven't seen one wear out. We've used the same manufacturer the entire 15 years. We're on like the 4th generation of machines, so we do change them from time to time, so we'll change feature sets and, setups and things like that and add technology and whatever. But essentially, we haven't even worn out our 1st-gen machines at this point. Like, nobody else in the industry can say that. Everybody else is changing. They change factories. They bounce around. A lot of those factories went out of business because they're using like low-end equipment, that kind of a thing. And that's the kind of stuff you want to like look at when you're looking at a supplier. Is you want to make sure that you're buying something that's going to be around, and we've been at it 15 years. Factory's been at it for 100, and we've used the same equipment, or same product line, I should say, the entire time. We modify the equipment, but stuff like reefers and all that are always going to be available. All right. Any other questions? If not, I'm going to turn you guys loose. But it was a good group, good questions. A monthly Wi-Fi fee. There is no monthly Wi-Fi fee. It is. It's actually on cellular, right? So there is no fee structure essentially associated with that. What you do have is you have what's called VMS, vending management system. That is essentially your CRM system for vending, right? So that's your inventory control, all that stuff. That is $20 per machine per month, and that is on a perpetual lease, meaning that you don't own the hardware because you don't want to own it, right? That's a big one. Hardware changes, technology changes, and you don't want to own it because they're about $400 a piece. So if something changes, like when 2G went to 3G, 3G went to 4G, 4G is going to 5, magnetic strips went away, went to chip readers. There was a time where there was kind of something in the middle. Every time that kind of stuff changes, you get a new port, they send it out to you. It's all included for the $20 a month, so that's what we've been doing. We've been doing it for like 10 years. And the reason I did it, do the lease in perpetuity, is because in the first 2 years we had like 3 different card readers, and it was absurd, and people would get mad at me like, I thought this was brand new. I was like, well, it was, but it's technology. Now that's outdated. You need a new one. And it was just kind of ridiculous. So we said, let's put them on a lease for perpetuity. About every 4 or 5 years, technology changes out on average. So that way you're set. It's already built in. All right. Any other questions? Feel free to fire them if you got them. And if not, I'm going to turn you loose. Kind of give you a minute. Now you got to type them. So we'll see what pops up there. All right. Well, nothing else coming out. So I want to thank you guys for coming out tonight. Really do appreciate you coming to the webinars. These are great questions. That's really what we're here to do. And again, be looking for that text message and email to get on Dina's calendar and really discuss the business with her. She's an owner-operator, can walk you through the mechanics of the business, answer any questions you might have, and just a fantastic personality and a great owner-operator. So again, use your time wisely. I mean, I love that they rep with us, and again, engage with them. They'll be able to answer questions stuff because you're going to have more questions pop up, just kind of nature of the beast. All right. Well, I thank you for coming out one more time, and I look forward to the opportunity to work with you and meet you at one of our next upcoming trainings here in Las Vegas, Nevada. So everybody have a terrific night, and good night from the desert. Thanks again, everyone. Good night.